my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. So today I'm gonna do something a little bit different, actually quite different. If you're here for horror, this is not like a really big horror video. This is more of a personal video, but I asked you guys on Twitter, I think it was like 90-something% of you guys said that you wanted me to do this video, so I thought that was a thumbs up from you guys. I'm gonna do the My Life in Movies tag, and I was tagged by Lee from Drum Dum, so thank you, Lee. I really liked his video, check it out, I'll leave it down below. So as I said before, I'm gonna do all genres, not just horror, and believe it or not, there's like an overwhelming theme of comedies in this, which is so fucking weird because I don't really watch that many comedies. I didn't think so, but apparently I really like them. So let me know if you guys like these more personal videos by giving this a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So number one is The First Steps, the film you remember seeing as a kid. And for me, this was likely The Goonies. I don't know how correct I am with that because it's definitely The Goonies or like Labyrinth or Cabbage Pail Kids, but I remember The Goonies is a film that I watched a lot when I was a kid, and we had it recorded on VHS, hell pirating before I even knew what pirating was. So 80s classic, and I'm sure you guys have seen this one. Number two is Teenage Crush. Which actor/actress did I have a crush on? This is actually weird for me because as a teenager, I more so had crushes on musicians. Like I was very into music as a teenager. I'm more into music than I was into movies, which now it's kind of flipped. But for movies, I would probably have to say Shane West from A Walk to Remember. I know, oh my God, I can't even. And then also, this one is kind of cringeworthy. I believe his name is pronounced Yvonne Soir, the guy from Final Destination. What is my type? What does that say about me? I don't know. Number three, Bad Choices, Good Outcome, a movie you watched and ended up enjoying, even though you wanted to hate it. For me, I would have to say this is Monster Mash. Just kidding, I saw your dislikes. You guys don't like when I have jokes. My movie for this would definitely have to be Bad Santa. I love that movie. I fucking love that movie. And it's so not my taste, which is so crazy, but I just think it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I just rewatch it all the time. But it definitely is a movie that took me a lot of convincing to actually watch, and I don't even know how like current me would ever watch a film like that. But I loved it. And I did see number two the other day. I thought it was pretty good. And it has Kathy Bates in it, which is so crazy. Number four, First Date. When you went on a first date, what movie did you see? I don't think that I've seen much movies as first dates, and I think that it is a wise decision, and that is something that I totally recommend people doing. But one person I did see a movie on our first date was with my boyfriend Dean, and we watched Irvine Welsh's Ecstasy, which was fucking awful. I mean, I love Irvine Welsh, not saying anything bad about him, but seriously, that movie, first time meeting Dean and being like stuck, and we was in this tiny cinema, seeing that movie was fucking hilarious, but it definitely wasn't a talking point for the rest of the night. We didn't talk about that movie at all. I think choose a movie that's a talking point if you're gonna go on a first date. I don't know what possessed me to pick that one. I thought Trainspotting, sure. No, don't do it. I wonder if any of you guys have seen that movie. Let me know down below. Number five, Home Comforts. What movie reminds you of a time with your family? To be honest, my mum has had a huge influence on my movie taste, and definitely she got me into the classics by far. I would have to say anything by Hitchcock, especially like The Birds. I love that movie. She was really good at making me watch all the classics. Another one would be Citizen Kane. I guess this is not what probably people watch with their family, but it's what I watch with my mum. Number six, First Heartbreak. What movie really upset you or hit you more than you thought? First Heartbreak, I would definitely have to say Land Before Time, and then it probably went on to Titanic when I was around like 9, 10. But oh my gosh, you know what movie unexpectedly hit me? It's called Never Let Me Go, and a lot of people don't even know about this film. My friend Jeremy was gonna come over after I watched it. I called him up, I said, Jeremy, I'm just not in the mood today to hang out. And I like drew my lines and cried on my bed for like 4 hours. Definitely check this movie out if you like movies that impact you. It's pretty fucked up, but it's just a drama. Definitely check this one out. It's crazy. And this is also a film I don't really want to tell you what it's about because what it's about is like the bottom line. I don't know how to explain it. Just watch it, watch it, watch it. Number seven, Leaving Home. What was the first film you watched without your family? If you want to count before I moved out, like the first movie I watched when I was a kid without my family, I remember being sick one day, or probably sick one day, and staying home, and my mom made me promise not to watch any TV, and of course I did because I'm a rebel. And I watched Lorenzo's Oil, and that movie is, you're not meant to watch that movie as a child. Like, that movie scarred me deeply. If you guys don't know what it's about a kid who has this crazy illness that just completely changes him, and it's just like one of a kind, and it's based on a true story, and it's very fucking weird. It's got Susan Sarandon in it. I would definitely, I don't know if I ever want to rewatch this movie. I feel like it might cure me, but it definitely freaked me out as a child. If you're talking about a movie that I first watched when I left home, which I left home when I was 18, so most of these movies are from after I left home. I used to watch Repo, the Genetic Opera, a lot with my first roommate ever. If you guys haven't seen that, it is a musical horror. I would like to say musical horror comedy. I don't know. It's a very funny, campy, oh my God. You guys need to see it. Paris Hilton's in it, the kid from Spy Kids, the guy from Buffy. It's fucking hilarious and amazing at the same time. I would highly recommend it. Other movies I got into when I left home was definitely the Universal Monster movies. I was really obsessed with Frankenstein's monster, well, Frankenstein. I don't know if you guys even knew I had that. And obviously A Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then I was also really into Wolfman. 8, Good Times. What movie do you watch most and why? I would say that my taste in movies has definitely changed. I think I was into really good movies when I was a teenager, don't get me wrong, but I don't rewatch those movies that I used to rewatch to death when I was a kid. Because when I was a teenager, I would rewatch Fight Club. I swear I've seen that movie probably more than any other human on earth. And I know that's a bold statement, but that movie was my life for like 3 years or something. I used to have like a huge poster of like Tyler Durden and all the commandments like on my wall. You can see like how this situation happened, how it got even more fucked up from there. I also was really into Donnie Darko. I mean, I was into all of like the typical teeny, I mean, they weren't teeny movies, but all of the psychological movies when I was a kid, and I got really into them. Now, not so much. I would say that I rewatch more than any other film. It's probably Paranormal Activity, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Ring. But those are like my go-to horrors if I want to watch something that I know is gonna like be like comfort food for me. But movies that I've watched more than any other film, definitely Fight Club. Hands down, love that movie. Call Me Marla Singer. Learn a new language. What's your favorite non-English language movie? I think you guys know I'm very into foreign film. I definitely would say hands down Martyrs is my favorite foreign film ever. I fucking love that movie. And I also really love The Handmaiden, which I talked about earlier in the year. But Martyrs, hands down. How could you go wrong, you know? 10, Can't Leave the Sofa. What TV series has got me hooked? My favorite TV show of all time is 6 Feet Under. And if you haven't seen that, you need to. It's about a very complicated family who work in a funeral home, and it's fucking amazing. You need to watch it. It's the most disturbing and gut-wrenching show ever. I stand by it. And also, it's known to have the best ending to any TV series ever. And I can probably a little bit confirm that. It has like a very emotional ending that isn't too much about what happens, but the way it ties up is really well. I don't know, I'm getting into it again. But my favorite TV shows to binge would probably be Seinfeld. I'm a huge Seinfeld fan, believe it or not. And I love Kimmy Schmidt. Like, Kimmy Schmidt just soothes my soul. I watched that TV show over and over and over, and when I get to the end of the second season, I just go around to the first again and I start it again. I think it's so clever. The writing is amazing. I love Tina Fey, so anything she does is awesome. Titus is my favorite all-time TV character ever. I think he's fucking amazing, and if you haven't watched Kimmy Schmidt, try and get into it because it's definitely worth it, especially if you like Tina Fey kind of writing comedy, you'll love it. 11, Sick Day. What movie do you watch if you don't feel well to cheer you up? This is easy for me again. As I said, I really like Tina Fey, so Baby Mama, I think that comedy is amazing. So good, so funny. Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. Amy Poehler is just fucking up shit to the left, right, and center. She's meant to be Tina Fey's surrogate, and she gets out of a relationship. I'm trying not to spoil anything. Gets out of a relationship and lives with Tina Fey, and Tina Fey can't stand her because they're polar opposites. She's like peeing in a sink, sticking gum under a table. It's hilarious, and I love that movie. Also, Ghostbusters. That is another movie that I watch a lot. One of those movies you know every single line, so it's very comforting. 12, looking to the future. What movies are you looking forward to seeing? Guys, I still haven't seen Get Out because they don't actually have it here yet. They don't have it here till May. Like, can you believe that? I wanted to ask you guys if you still wanted me to do a review when it finally comes out. I know that it will be expired by that point. It's like off milk, but let me know down in the comments because I still feel like I really want to tell you what I feel, even though I have no feelings yet. Another movie I'm really looking forward to is Raw. That comes out this month. I just got told it's getting a release here, which is so exciting because I didn't think it would come out until November. But obviously the movie that I really want to watch that everyone is waiting for is It. I think I got really excited by that teaser trailer. They got me with that advertising. I am so excited to see how it turns out. Whether it's good or bad, I'm just really hyped on that anticipation. 13, what old movie do you want to see remade? Do you know what? I don't really have a good answer for this because I think that all of the bad movies are the ones that should be remade. But a film that I watched the other day that is actually really good is Play Misty for me. And it is a Clint Eastwood film, and it's about this psycho woman who's just trying to terrorize this guy's life. And I love any stalker type movies, so I like anything to do with that. I thought it was a really good movie, but I thought it'd be really cool to see how they would remake that now. I think it would do all right, to be honest. Another movie that probably would tear my life apart if I saw it remade, but at the same time, it would be really interesting, is to see my favorite Vincent Price film, which is Theatre of Blood. I would really like to see how they would remake it. I know it would kill me with Vincent Price not in it, but it would still be quite interesting, and I really like that movie. Also, another fan of the opera. We've already got like, what, 20 of them? What is another one gonna hurt? I think another fan of the opera would be sick too. 14, End of the Road. What 3 films do you think that you will always enjoy watching? It's just too easy. I know that there's so many films that I'll always enjoy. Fight Club, Pet Sematary, and Home Alone are just 3 of them. I love so many movies though, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this tag. I'm gonna tag a few people. I'm gonna tag my mate Z Chris. I'm gonna tag Chboskyy, which is Vanessa. I'm gonna tag Blu-ray Dan. I think he'd be really good at this. I'm gonna tag Impressions Blend. And I'm gonna tag Vikinga Lectora because I haven't heard from you a while, girl, and I think that it'd be really interesting to see someone's perspective who is from Mexico and what kind of films that you watched growing up. I hope you guys enjoyed this once again, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.